The road to Oakland took 67 years, but baseball finally got there in 1968, after the humble beginnings in Philadelphia in 1901. From 1901 to 1954, the Philly A's were a staple in the postseason, winning 6 pennants and 3 World Series. After 54 years in Philadelphia, the Athletics relocated to Kansas City for 13 seasons before they ended up in Oakland, California at the beginning of the 1968 season. To this day, the Oakland County Coliseum is the only location where both an NFL and MLB franchise play their home games. For Oakland, 2014 was a success in the regular season, with the team earning a wild card berth and edging out Seattle for the final spot by 1 game in the standings. Unfortunately, the only playoff game they participated in ended up as a 9-8 loss on the final at bat of the game. Despite having a 7-3 lead entering the 8th inning and finally giving up 2 runs in the bottom of the 9th, the A's were sent packing with only 1 game played after a bullpen collapse. The loss was very ironic, since the A's pitching staff was among the best in baseball in most statistical categories in 2014. The A's played .500 ball against their division and the American League Central, but their 20-12 record against the American League East and 13-7 interleague record propelled them to an 88-win season. They were favored by many to take the American League West in 2014, but the overachieving Angels stole their thunder, and the 88.5 team total that the line setters issued before the season came in a snug under by half a game. Some players to watch in 2015: Coco Crisp is the only player left of the 4 Athletics who had over 500 plate appearances last season, which leaves Josh Reddick as the team leader in home runs with 12. Crisp needs the lineup behind him to have success on the base paths and with scoring runs, so his numbers may reflect how well the 2015 version of the Athletics performed. Reddick will now be asked to lead by example and put up the type of numbers he did back in 2012. He had more home runs in that year than he has had in the last 2 seasons combined, although he has missed 48 games or more in both seasons due to injury. Billy Butler comes over to Oakland after 8 seasons in Kansas City, and he is coming off his worst season since being a rookie in 2007. Apparently he's being rewarded for an off year because he signed a 3-year, $30 million contract, so he better produce if he hopes to keep the fans and management off his back. Losing Josh Donaldson to the Blue Jays takes a big chunk of the A's offense out of the nightly scorebox, leaving a huge void in the middle of the lineup. He led the team in all the big categories, including home runs, RBIs, runs average, and everything else from at-bats to walks. As the 2014 trade deadline came to a close, the A's lost another prized possession in Yoenis Cespedes, and also they did not re-sign John Lester, who they received in a deal and let him leave for the Cubs. If the A's couldn't eclipse their team total of 88.5 in 2014, it will be equally hard or more to hit the 83 that is offered in 2015. There are too many holes to fill to see this team as a contender in 2015, but they do bring Zito into spring training camp. He may well give a boost to what is already a decent pitching staff with or without Lester. We might also see a good bit of unders played during the year, so if you see this team start to go cold, jump on it because they are famous for a sudden loss of runs and cold bats.